Hey guys, what's up? Lee/Terensu here, back with another SMT Imagine tutorial. This is one that was by popular request, specifically in the clan. Several people had been confused about Demon Force and how it works and how to unlock it and what it is. And if you don't use this, you are really wasting a lot of potential for your player character and your summon. So I'm going to go ahead and show you briefly today how to unlock DF, what it is, how to use it, and just give you some basic tips. Now, be forewarned, I have already unlocked it on this character, so I will not be able to show you the actual dialogue because getting to this point in the game requires a little bit of legwork, so I'm not going to make a new character just to do this. However, it is extremely easy, even without me showing you how to do it. If you can read English, you should have no problem doing this. In fact, even if you can't read English, because we used to do this on the JP server as well. But anyway, what you want to do is you have to be a certain point in your acts. I would just go ahead and finish Act 16 and then Brother and Sister, which is the intermittent quest between 16 and 17. You can probably go to Ikebukuro sooner, but if you haven't finished Act 16 and got ready for Wildcat, DF is not going to help you very much anyway. So what you would want to do once you've completed those quests is come here to the Masterly Dwarf. If you remember me talking about spiritual mixing in my other video, this is the same dwarf. And this is where we are on the map in Babel. And you want to exit by this door here, so let's do that. This will put you in Ikebukuro, which is kind of a dumpster fire, honestly. But anyway, keep that NPC in mind for later. If I ever do a video about Bearcats, we'll need to talk about him. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is talk to this guy here. And see, I've already done his quest, so he just gives me the option to cross into Ikebukuro. If you haven't done the quest, he's going to ask you for 10 rubies or 10 scarlet stones. Don't even worry about scarlet stones. I don't even know where you get them or what they're for. But rubies are very easy. Just go to Selu Silver, Selu Tower, and then check the bonus rooms. They dropped cracked rubies and sometimes full rubies. And you can mix those cracked rubies with just straight up magnetite to get a certain amount of rubies. So it's very easy to get 10 rubies to give this guy. But anyway, once you do this, give him the 10 rubies, you'll be able to select yes. And this puts you across the bridge into Ikebukuro. Now, I don't have the map for Ike on this character. I've got it on my main character, but it's fine. Once you have access to Ikebukuro, you can use an Adrian's thread and scroll down and you'll have a new map down here, which is Ikebukuro Field. And so what you want to do is teleport to Cathedral of Shadows. Now while we're here, we can just briefly talk about Ikebukuro Cathedral because it's a little bit different than the other. A lot of people don't know this, but besides the kick and music that it has here, which is much more serene than the normal music, you can do solo tri-fusion here, under the caveat that you have Cruez, which is a currency only available in Ikebukuro. You can buy it at the Ikebukuro Yagia. You must have bloodstones, which you can also get in Ikebukuro from the casino or gambler Kino, but that's a topic for another video. And every one that you want to fuse has to be at, I believe, Open Hearts or Linked by Fate. And so once you do that, you can solo tri-fuse, which makes the whole process much easier than trying to gather 3 people with whatever summon you want to fuse them together. And you can also do double fusions here, assuming that all summons are at Open Hearts or Linked by Fate, and it has a 100% success chance. You can see I don't have anything to fuse in my inventory right now, so it doesn't matter. But normally you would be able to do that. And then of course Vivian over here functions just like the Vivian in other places. But anyway, we're talking about Demon Force or DF. So like I said, I've unlocked it on this character, but it's super easy. Just talk to this guy here and he'll have this. He'll still have something about asking about Devil Force. And what you want to do is do that, and he'll basically say, do you want to learn about it? And you say yes. And then he just gives you a brief tutorial. Just click through it, click through it, click through it, and that will unlock Demon Force. And he'll also give you a quest to try it out, and he'll give you some items to test it out with. That's a free gimme quest, so do that because quest bonuses are real. So let's talk about Demon Force and what it is now that we know how to unlock it. And again, this is super easy. This doesn't require anything. You just talk to this guy to unlock it. Getting to Ikebukuro Cathedral is the challenge. So you can see this opens up this new Demon Force tab. And it says Force Parameter, Benefit Gauge, and Force Stack. Alright? So first off, let's just talk about this Benefit Gauge. Every time you use an item in Demon Force, this gauge will increase by 1. When this gauge fills up, a bonus statistic appears down here. See this thing here in the Force Stack? This is where a temporary bonus appears, and you can make that temporary bonus permanent by dragging it to your Force Stack. And if you don't want it, you can drag it off and it deletes it, which means it's gone forever until you get it again. Now the bonuses that you get by filling up this benefit gauge are random. However, they improve the more Demon Force items you spend. So for example, look at this benefit. So for 10 times, these are the particular bonuses you might get. Well, let's say every 30 times you use an item, it adds a few more. Every 60 times, it adds a few more. Every 100 times. Do you catch my drift? And this goes up and up and up to just like crazy numbers. And just like crazy stuff, like final crit plus 50%. 100% chance to reflect all physical and magic. Insanely good bonuses for using thousands and thousands of Demon Force items on your summon. Also, there are some items that when you use will increase this force parameter here. See how this says plus or minus 0 and then it's got plus 0 over here in parentheses? So some items will increase these totals by certain amounts, usually very small amounts, except for plug-in items. If you get extra plug-in items like Ving Thor, you can use those for Demon Force and you usually get a hefty bonus of like 50, 60, sometimes 100 or more in these. But once one of these parameters reaches 1000, you get a +1 here for whatever that stat is. And that's applied here, okay? So you can see this is kind of a slow grind. This is a long-term stat gaining thing right here. This will take forever. And not every Demon Force item will grant these stats. The vast majority of them do. The most popular thing to do is farm what's called loops. Loops can be gotten from various places. Yobadashi Underground is probably one of the easiest. However, it is expensive. It costs Masakadus to enter. And all they do, they don't add stats. They just add to the benefit gauge. So what the popular strat is to just get 1,000 loops, either buy them or farm them, and then just sit there and spam usage to fill this benefit gauge up over and over and over and try for rolls here. Call them Demon Force rolls because you can get stuff. Now there are some items that you can use which will just straight up apply a force stack bonus, and those will tell you what they are before you use them. So for example, I found a Ice Reflect Orb for my Uriel here, and I used that because Uriel, his main weakness is ice. He's extremely weak to ice. But because I found the Demon Force item that grants 100% chance to reflect ice and used it on Uriel, now he is immune to ice. Anytime ice is cast at him, he will reflect it back. So you can see you get a certain amount of force stack slots here. And pre-Mitama, not all of them will be open. For example, Uriel only gets access to 3 pre-Mitama. But once you Mitama your summon, these X's disappear and you can use all of the force stacks. Now how many open slots you get initially depends on how strong or weak the demon in question is. For example, Uriel is a Seraphim. That's one of the strongest classes in the game. So he only gets 3 open slots pre-Mitama. It was kind of Cave's attempt at balance, despite the game being completely stupid broken. That is one thing they did to try to balance stuff, so that if you want the power of all these slots, you have to use a Mitama. And of course that takes some legwork. We may talk about Mitamaing in another video. But anyway, you want to be on the lookout for Demon Force items to raise these stats and to raise this benefit gauge. And you also want to be on the lookout for strong Demon Soul and Force Stack items to apply passive buffs here. Some popular ones these days are Reflect Orbs, like this Reflect Ice. There are things like Masakado Soul, which gives you 5 final crit and lots of spin damage. There's just so many different things that you can find to Demon Force here. So you say, when I get these items, how do I use them? Well, what you can do is open this menu, click Perform Demon Force, and then that will bring up your inventory. Anything that can be burned to increase Demon Force power will be highlighted here. And unfortunately, I don't have anything at the moment to show you. But what you would do, let's say I had a gift melon, because gift melons are a common one, they drop everywhere. You would click that gift melon, and that would bring up a menu down here, which shows you your options for Demon Force, because sometimes items will have multiple uses or options. You would pick the one that gave the benefits you wanted and hit use, and that would increase the benefit gauge, and if it gives stats, it would give a stat right here. It's very simple. Now, if you've got a huge stack of, like, for example, loops that we talked about earlier, or gift melons, or sands of logic, which are found in Valuable Challenge, and you just want to burn them off very quickly, you can click this Do Not Show Confirmation window, click your item, and then just spam the use button until they're all gone. And do be ergonomic about this. You can hurt your hand spamming large stacks. I've done it before. I've worn my hand out, my fingers. So do exercise caution when doing this, and remember that macros are banned by the Reimagine staff, so don't use those. Unfortunately, you just have to burn through them at a leisurely pace. But anyway, guys, that's kind of Demon Force in a nutshell. If you see people roaming around with really strong summons, chances are they've gotten some good Demon Force rolls. You can get stuff like more limit break chance, you can get null all physical, you can get some stupid powerful bonuses here, but just be prepared for the long haul. What you do as far as passives and rebirths will be ultimately more important, just because this is so luck based. But if you want to reach that true in-game level stupid OP brokenness, you're going to need some good DF rolls, and that is part of it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you have comments, post them in our Discord, our clan Discord. You can check us out in game. You can join the Terensu Discord, and I can point you there if you're interested in playing with us. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If you have comments, you can leave them below as well. Thanks. Bye.